What's good, everybody? It's your boy, Mr. Dan Banks, aka DJ Fine, CEO of JTU. We are Jersey Magazine and Jersey Diamonds, and I'm here with my homie CJ the Cannon.
What's good,
Yo, my boy is here, originated from Staten Island. He lives in Virginia right now, but he was in Jersey for a little bit, just a little bit. But he back now for a little bit. You know what I'm saying? To hang out with Jersey Magazine. We appreciate my brother coming through again for traveling from Virginia to come hang out with Jersey Mag. He got his new project out. Dark Facts 4 dropped in March 25th, 2020. So make sure you go check that out. It's on all streaming platforms. But right now, the most important thing is to get to know my brother, CJ the Cannon. So, you like that, right? That was good. Right? So my boy CJ, man. So we were chopping it up a lot. My man, how many hours was it to get here? How many hours? Four. See, that's what I'm telling you. We gotta appreciate the hard work and dedication that these artists put on to just come out and see like certain platforms to put themselves at a higher level, man. So again, we appreciate you coming through. Thanks for having real. So let's jump right into it, man. Dark Facts, man.
Dark Facts.
So what first made you actually call your projects Dark Facts? There's 4 of them. So obviously you had Dark Fact 1, and then you just kept going. So what made you continue that? But let's start with just how you first started with the project Dark Facts.
Well, I knew when I wanted to rap, I was gonna talk some facts. That's a fact. But I just so happened to be rapping in a small closet. And I was like, you know what, like the truth comes out the light, so why don't I just call it Dark Facts, and I just been running with it, and it sticks. And now when people say shit, you know, that's a fact, that's a dark fact.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So,
and the Dark Facts, obviously, spitting facts, and it can go either, so you're saying like it's Dark Facts in the sense of like, it can go like a more positive light, or would you say it's like Dark Fact was, I'm gonna tell you the truth and I'm gonna have no filter?
well, yeah,
so
the truth, no filter.
Yeah.
It's the point that you just made. And then it's also the fact that people don't know a lot about me.
Okay.
So you use my music to get to know me because I'm not super talkative with everybody.
So obviously, as we can see, music has become like this big outlet for you. It expresses from every name that your tracks are. So if you've seen Dark Facts 4, you've seen like some of the titles like Score, Carry On. What was that? Where I be from? Where I'm from. Like a lot of these tracks obviously have. Envious was my joke. We just got finished playing Envious. That joint rocks, bro. So like obviously a lot of these tracks that you have with the names and everything can obviously tell a story a little bit behind the scenes without you even putting it out there. So what made you actually want to show that side of yourself to the industry of us getting to know CJ the Cannon?
I mean, man, it kind of started like when my friend passed away, and I had a lot of shit bottled in. I can curse, right?
Yeah.
I had a lot of shit bottled in, and it was just like punching on people wasn't it to let me rap. That's more positive.
Absolutely, yeah.
I wasn't playing ball no more, so it just gave me an outlet.
Yeah. And talk about actually playing ball. He has a track out called Ball Game. Also on all streaming platforms. The video is out too. We were actually talking about that earlier. The process of creating Ball Game. Let's give him a little snippet of that.
Ball Game. The video. Well, I'm gonna start back with the song.
Definitely.
The song goes into deep my mental thoughts. That was like one of the first tracks. Like I really broke down certain shit. And then as far as the video, the behind the scenes with the video was we started that at like 8 o'clock at night. We had a plan to shoot at this basketball court and the lights cut off.
Really?
So when that happened, we had to improvise and figure out other stuff. And we didn't get done with that video till like 4 in the morning. I had to rush and get back to the gym. And I was late to work, but I got there an hour late. But that's the dedication that I put into it.
And obviously it's done numbers. You know what I'm saying? So obviously having that understanding and that dedication, like during times like that could be a little bit discouraging. I'm not gonna lie. Like just being able, like the fact that you gotta do all those different things and then gotta go to work, and then obviously you're really hoping and praying that everything's just gonna work out, and which it did. So like what continues to push you to pursue this, even though you know that certain circumstances can happen like that? And I'm sure it's happened more than once, and not just maybe with videos, but also with even the music, where it could be like a certain track you wanted to lay down, it may have not sounded the way you wanted to, but then you had to flip it. So like what's inspires you to continue to push music the way that you have, even with certain circumstances that could possibly come up?
People shitting on me, people doubting me, people not understanding me. That's the main answer to that.
That's dope. I think cover that. So basically, you're taking any negative outcome or circumstance and you turn it into a positive, because at the end of the day, you're here to make your point, dark fact. You know what I'm saying? And then you just laying it out, and that's what it is.
And honestly, when my friends are working, it gives me a motivation,
I like that.
like a competition, but in a good way.
Yeah.
We don't compete. We just challenge each other.
Yeah.
So like when my friend drops something, Okay, let him rock.
Yeah.
Promote that. My turn. Boom. So the whole team winning.
And what is it like to, like I said, surround yourself with certain people, like knowing like the industry is so competitive, and it may not always be a positive limelight to the competition, even though it should be, but it's sometimes more like bumping heads. So what is it like to surround yourself with people that we just all motivate each other to push towards the same goal, and then where it's like when you eat, they eat, when they eat, you eat?
I wouldn't trade it. Because I mean, like, you hear stories about the industry, you hear mad snake shit, you hear goofy shit, fake stuff, like, so it's like, I'd rather be with who I rock with and just make music. Yeah. It's fun that way. It becomes more like a hobby, not like a mandatory thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Definitely. And now, living out in Virginia, right, so you're originally from Staten Island.
You originally from the Bronx.
Originally from the Bronx.
Moved to Virginia when I was younger.
Yeah.
Went to Staten Island.
I'm telling you, this guy knows the whole like longitude, latitude. This guy's been all over the place. So from being all over the tri-state, Jersey, the whole so being around the whole tri-state area and everything, right? What is it like now pushing your music in a whole different like state, like the DMV? From being up north to now going like down south, what is it like pushing your music out
I'm not
there?
gonna lie, it's hard. It is hard because like DMV has its own sound.
Yeah.
I don't have the DMV sound. No matter how much I may try, it's not it. You know what I mean? But I got love for Virginia. It's just, it's still hard because I didn't like where it's popping at. I didn't go to school there. I mean, people that I went to school with, they didn't rap, so it's not like we even did that at that time. There's people that are younger than me that are out that area that is doing good, that's starting to rap now. They got a nice little sound. You know what I mean? But for me, I'm just gonna stick to myself at this point.
And then what is it like as an artist traveling back and forth, like the sacrifices that come along with that by itself? Because like I said, that could be strenuous, that could be really hard for a lot of artists, you know, to have to do, especially like when you want to come, you know, up and coming, and then you want your sound to reach a certain crowd. You might have to actually go there instead of them, you know, coming to you. So what is it like just doing the back and forth? Like, just give me an idea about
going
that.
back and forth. That's part of my story.
Yeah.
When I make it, it's gonna be like, you know what? I had to travel from Virginia to New York just to shoot videos.
Yeah.
I had to travel from Virginia to Jersey just to get an interview. You know what I mean? For people like to recognize me. So like, it'll go a long way in the end when it comes to like my documentary.
We got my boys already vlogging and documentary already. You know what I'm saying? And obviously, I already seen the room. You surrounded by love, man. You know what I'm saying? So we definitely appreciate y'all coming through. Definitely, that's dope. Because at the end of the day, you know, when it's all said and done, we have to do this as a collective unit. You know what I'm saying? Instead of being apart. You know, so many things going on in the world right now that we just gotta be joined even more now. So it's good to see that you have your peoples behind you, and you actually putting out for your peoples, and it's just like a mutual respect.
Yeah,
that's dope. Mad respect, bro. Definitely. So now getting back into the music, because you know we had to get real personal for a second. So like I said, Dark Facts, you got another project out. What made you put out a lot of projects and not as many singles? So you've done singles before, but there's a lot of projects that you have out. But now you're starting to say you want to shift possibly into doing singles again. So tell me about that route that you want to take.
It's me trying to figure out what's what. You know, like I make songs. A lot of songs are trash, but when I feel like they all fit, I put them in one collective thing. But now I feel like because music is changing, I feel like singles is what's it. You know what I mean? You're able to put more attention towards that, more money towards a single than a project, and you can focus on one song instead of like 8, 10, however many you have on the track. I think that's the difference, and that's why I'm gonna focus on singles now. But I'm gonna still get into the mixtape stuff, and I also feel like people don't like now with the world, the attention span is short. So like majority of my songs are short. Mixtapes only like 10 songs at most, because like people run through music all the time. So I think singles is what's best now.
And what you said actually is very important, like the fact that you said the music industry is changing, so that means you're doing your own research. Oh, yeah. So even as an artist, sometimes I feel like we need to emphasize the fact that putting in our own research instead of like hearing like the naysayer, like what's hot and like, you know, going on the internet. So we gotta do our own research and be like, all right, this is what's going to work right now. This is what's not going to work right now. And for you, why do you feel like that's such an important thing for you, other than like, you know, kind of following the trend and everything? Why do you feel like sometimes it's okay for us to change up our usual and kind of expand our horizon on something else?
I go with my gut. You know what I mean? Like, majority of my music has its own sound. I will say it's versatile. You won't, like, every song you don't know what it's gonna sound like until you hear it. Like, even these tracks that I got coming out, they're gonna be like a whole different sound.
Whole different CJ.
Yeah. This one's for the ladies. The next two. After that, I don't know. I might gotta go back to the streets. I gotta go back to the streets.
And that's okay, because like I said, sometimes we stick with our roots and then we don't really like go beyond that horizon. But the fact that you're versatile and your versatility is now standing out, I think that's pretty dope.
I mean, and to get back to the trends, like right now, everybody's doing like the Black Lives Matter thing. I'm not gonna do that because then I'd be going against the grain of like what I stick to. When I first started rapping, my very first song I wrote was like a tribute to like Trayvon Martin and all that stuff. And ironically, it was to the Kodak Flocking beat before Kodak even had that beat, which is cool. But I just feel like the trend thing, like that's not me. I stick to what I feel will work for me and the sound that I want to put out.
That's dope. That's dope. And my last question to you, like I said, we've been asking a lot of artists during this pandemic and obviously what's going on in the world, the impact that it could possibly have had on you in the sense of like, what's keeping you pushing even during a time where a lot of people are supposed to be in the time where we'd be doing showcases, going out on the road, shooting videos in Miami, doing different things. Cause we trying to go to Miami, it's hot out there. We try to really go chill, you know what I'm saying? Like during these times when we would really be out and about doing what we gotta do right. Like what has been the most challenging thing for you in the sense of during this time, but also something that's pushed you to continue this path?
I mean, honestly, the Corona shit was like a blessing in disguise. I didn't have to go to work. I had time to record. I at least recorded like 12 tracks. Even if I don't keep them all, I still got to get that out, so I'm not stuck on one track. So I at least have like 4 songs, 5 songs that I'm gonna use out of the 12. So I feel like the Corona shit was like a blessing in a way. I mean, not saying that, RIP to whoever passed away,
absolutely,
condolences. But for me personally, it was a blessing. I had time. Trump was sending that money, so
just to keep it real, everybody had a couple of this.
I was able to use that money, shoot 2 videos, get here. You know what I mean? So it was a blessing. That's for me personally.
Absolutely. And like I said, man, Dark Facts 4 is out. All streaming platforms are dropping in March, but it's still out there. Go check it out, my brother.
Dark Facts 4 will always drop on March 28th, about Skrilla Day. That's the reason why I rap. Honestly.
I love it. Yeah. So make sure. So it's gonna be. Wait, is it gonna be a Dark Facts 5?
Not yet.
Okay. I'm just saying. I wanted to see. I tried it, y'all. I tried it. I see what you mean. But like I said, my brother, tell me they can book you, follow you, CJ the Cannon.
You can follow me on IG. It's CJ the Cannon. iTunes, Apple Music, CJ the Cannon. Go get that. Run it up for me, please. We out.
You heard it here first, man. We got Jay-Z Magazine. CJ the Cannon in the building.
Shout out to the banks.
Turned Up Entertainment.